Did you know that Britain wasn't alone during World War II? The story of Britain's allies is a tale of unity, sacrifice, and world-changing aftermath. And honestly, it's one that deserves to be told. Let's rewind to the chaos of 1939. At first, Britain stood with France and Poland. Remember, it was Poland's invasion that triggered Britain's entry into the war. But the alliance quickly grew. When France fell in 1940, Britain looked east and west. The Soviet Union joined in 1941 after Germany's surprise invasion. And after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States entered the conflict, bringing its massive power to the Allied cause. China, already fighting Japan since 1937, became a core ally too. By the end, these four, Britain, the Soviet Union, the US, and China, were known as the Big Four. But the real coalition was even bigger. Let's talk numbers. Over 50 countries aligned with Britain. Commonwealth nations like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, India, South Africa, and Rhodesia joined in, sending soldiers, supplies, and hope. Europe's occupied governments in exile, Belgium, Norway, the Netherlands, Czechoslovakia, Greece, Yugoslavia, fought on from afar. In Latin America, Brazil sent troops to Europe. Mexico, Colombia, and more broke ties with the Axis and offered vital support. Other allies joined from Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, Ethiopia, after resisting Italian invasion, Iran, after aligning with the Allies, and Turkey, who joined in 1945, just as the war was ending. Together, they reshaped the world and helped defeat the Axis powers for good. But victory wasn't the end. After 1945, the unity faded fast. The Allies, once bound by the fight against Hitler and Imperial Japan, split down ideological lines. Democracy and capitalism in the West, communism and socialism in the East. Mistrust grew. This new rivalry, it had a name: the Cold War. From 1947 to 1991, the world was divided. NATO, led by Britain and the US, defending democracy. The Warsaw Pact, led by the Soviet Union, promoting communism. NATO, formed in 1949, promised that an attack on one is an attack on all. Britain, the US, Canada, France, and many wartime allies were founding members. And today, NATO still stands strong. So what's the legacy? Without the courage and unity of those 50-plus allies, Britain might not have survived. Without their help, Hitler could have invaded. And the world we know simply wouldn't exist. As a mark of gratitude, the UK has welcomed citizens from across NATO and coalition nations, a living reminder of the friendships forged in war. So next time you think of WW2, remember, it wasn't just a British victory, it was a triumph of nations, standing together against darkness. And that unity, it's something worth holding on to, now more than ever.